Hi everybody who's all here. Hello everyone, welcome. Just a little live chat, guys. There's not going to be any kind of a picture or a photo. I'm kind of out right now with the kiddos and I have a few moments to chat before I can go live later. So I just wanted to update everyone on the retrogrades. Hi! Matthew's playing in Chick-fil-A, guys. So, you got served and a restraining order from my DM. Oh, well, that sounds like the retrogrades to me. How's everybody? Yay! So I hope everyone doesn't expect pictures or cards. It's just a little chit chat. Just wanted to mention everybody. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto retrogrades that we're having. So if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to ask. How many of you guys are in school or taking a test of some sort right now? Summertime, usually that happens. Oh my gosh, so you guys are okay. Well, when you have Jupiter in retrograde, not exactly the best time to take tests, but it's a really great time to study. So if you guys have any testing scheduled, I would definitely recommend resetting the test for September, if at all possible, with a retrograde in Jupiter for Sagittarius, especially for college. The only test you're taking is from the universe. That makes a lot of sense. Yes, it does. How do I configure out my sun, moon, and rising sign? Your rising sign is usually straight across from your sun sign. It's usually directly across. If you get your birth chart, you can figure that out yourself. Sometimes they just say it for you. When you're born, it's the sun rising, so that's your sun sign. But directly across from it would be the rising sign. It's what your sun is looking at. The sign your sun is looking at as soon as you're born. So that would be your rising. And your moon sign would probably be changing every so few minutes. So that's a little bit more difficult. You guys are going to know your birthplace and time of birth to figure that out. Hi guys! Cafe Astrology is a great place. True. Now if you study Vedic astrology like I do, you can always go to vaultsoftheheavens.com. Make sure you look for the information for Lahiri astrology, Lahri. That's the correct Vedic astrology. For North Vedic anyways, which is what I follow. Okay, so we got enough people in here. Great, I want to talk. Hi, Nubian. I found out my DM was cheating. He is so full of lies and hurt. I'm over it, stepping forward. Okay, so we'll talk about Jupiter last then. Let's go ahead and talk about karma, which is Saturn. So guys, Saturn is in retro. Not a very happy place to be. Jupiter's in retro with Saturn, another not very happy place to be. Pluto is also in retrograde, not a very happy place to be. And they're all together in Sagittarius, the 9th house, which in Vedic is where they're at. Jupiter, however, is in Gardanta sign, so he's right between Scorpio and Sagittarius. It's a very transformative area. You guys are all going to be experiencing major karma coming up from the past. Retrograde, in a general word, just a general description, would talk about the past. Okay, so you guys are dealing with a lot of past pain, okay? This is going to be karma from past life even. This can be karma from this life, just a long time ago. So things could be rising up. If you're going to be seeing some skeletons being coming out of the closet, now's the time to talk about them. With Pluto in retro, it's surprises. It's full of unusual, shocking events. If you guys want to think about Pluto, think of him like the tower. He's the tower card. And Saturn is the devil card, obviously. And Jupiter would be the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so that's how you're going to think about it in the form of tarot. So we're dealing with the devil, and we're dealing with the Wheel of Fortune, and we're dealing with the Tower, okay? When it's in retrograde, think of a lot of them in reverse. That's not a very happy place, is it? So you're going to be dealing with some negative energies for sure, but it's not all bad. Jupiter, even in retro, wants to teach you a positive lesson and a positive outcome. He wants the best for you. He wants you to succeed in your goals. Saturn also wants you to succeed, but this is a very good time to rethink strategies and plans. If you guys have come up with some kind of a plan for the next year or even a couple years for your life, when these planets are in retro, they want you to rethink them, re-strategize. There may be something coming up that might surprise you, a nice little shocking tower moment that may derail you from your plan. It's not a very good time to stick to a plan and hope for a good outcome. This is a good time to have a plan while leaving out the outcome up to the universe. So that way you won't be disappointed or shocked if something comes inside to derail you. So there's going to be a lot of surprises, a lot of them, a lot of tower moments right now, probably through August and September. I believe that's when a lot of these planets will come out of retro. So that's going to be good. But now it's just a good time to take it easy, relax, be zen, meditate, rethink strategies, find peace with yourself, find peace with your karma. Okay, my DM has been pretty calm the past week. Something is definitely shifting with us. He knows what that journey he's on now as well. That's great. Sorry you guys can't see me. I'm in Chick-fil-A, guys. I have no makeup on and my hair's in a wacky, like, bun ponytail thing. Not even cute. I'm not showing myself. This is just a kid visit. My other daughter, well, my daughter is at a lesson right now, and I brought Maddie over to play in the play place. Can't talk. Anyways, so meditation suggestion, you're welcome. Yeah, so I'm just here to chit chat with you guys if you had any questions about these things. I didn't really talk about Saturn except for the fact, you know, I hate to get negative on a planet. Jupiter is a nice planet to deal with. He's usually considered a lucky planet to have somewhere. He makes things bigger, better. He's wise. He's a good planet to have on your side. I would say he's the only planet that Ketu and Rahu cannot overcome. They cannot completely shadow him. So that's good. He's the largest of planets, the most masculine of planets. They can influence him, but they will not derail him from his plans. So Jupiter's kind of in control right now, running this house. So I really feel like he will influence Ketu a little bit even. Ketu wants to let you guys kind of lose everything that you guys have taken in as far as financial gains, relationship gains, spiritual gains. You know, he wants you to keep those things if they're for the positive, but materialistically, Ketu doesn't want you to have anything. So he is kind of a malefic planet, you know, but he's a shadow. He's a shadow planet. He's not even a real planet. He's the south node of the moon, so that's not exactly happy. He's the darker side of your emotions, and he likes to find peace. He wants you to relax. He wants you to not hang on to anything. He's kind of those little memes you see that say, let go of everything and just find peace. He's that person you find out in the middle of nowhere, the minimalist that lives off the land. That's Ketu. He doesn't need much, doesn't want much. He's kind of the monk, you know? So that was positive maybe 1,000 years ago. But today, in today's world, to lose your livelihood is not exactly a happy moment. So keep that in mind. Ketu's here trying to teach lessons. The positive side about that, you will be more spiritual. You will be more into meditation than ever. You will learn more about peace and meditation now than ever. You'll become more your divine, true soul self right now than ever. It's a very good time to meet who you are on the other side in the fifth dimension. Very good time to connect with your loved ones on a soul level. So that's a really good time to do that. So let's focus on the good and not kind of stress ourselves about the bad. Sometimes when we're dealing with malefic planets, it's best to just breathe, let let us understand what they want from us. What do these planets desire for us to learn and to gain? If we work with the universe and not against it, we'll find more flow. So you may have to let go of some ideals, some strategies, some plans, just to have peace with the universe and not feel like the towers keep coming down on you like a wave out of nowhere. Just be at peace that there are unexpected events to come. Be prepared for them. Be strong. Meditate. Grow in yourself. Become stronger in that sense. Look into the deeper side of yourself and the shadow side of yourself right now. When all these planets are in retrograde, they really want you to accept the dark side of who you could be. This would be anger. Embrace your anger. And a lot of people say, well, how are you going to embrace your anger? I suggest working out for sure, running, taking up boxing, kickboxing, karate, the different kinds of yogas, even going out in the middle of nowhere and having a good cry or a good scream about the things you've been angry about and bottling up for many, many years. Find peace with your anger and release that. Ketu wants to help you release that and learn something about yourself. So now's a good time to get angry, if that makes sense. Just get angry. Hi, Maddie.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Okay, I'll go watch you. Come on, Squirt. Want me to watch you go down the slide? Okay, Maddie says hi, everybody. You want to say hello to everybody, Matt?
Hello.
Say, I'm going to go play.
Hello.
Okay, I'm going to get Maddie in there. Be careful, buddy. Don't go up the slide. Go down it. Great example for today. Don't go up the slide, guys. Go down the slide. Go with the universe. Okay, may not be more fun, but it's the necessary path. Unless you want to bust a chin with stitches or a tower. Okay. Let's see who else has any questions. I just smoke weed to release my anger. Okay, Daffy Duck. Well, then whatever floats your boat. You can find some real zen and peace that way, I can assure you. As long as you're in tune with your feelings. Jupiter is Zeus. That's absolutely. They have beautiful statues of Saturn. That's for sure very karmic. But he was welcoming in karma, death, and not a happy thing in those days. But looks like I had to reconnect. Can those planetary movements cause a lot of accidents within a family unit? They can. They definitely can. Ketu is your mother's side of the family. So Ketu is your mother's bloodline. So if any family is connected with the south node of the moon or Ketu, that would be your mother's side of the family. No. Come here. If that answers any questions, and that's where all the planets are. There may be some people sick. I don't like to talk about negative karma, but that is possible. Saturn has a lot to do with hard work, underground work, mining, jeweling, military work, hard laborious work. If you have anyone in the family that does that, Saturn will influence it and maybe help you to rethink your current position. You may be looking for something different. Also, a lot of people who are in the military could be looking into underground information, secrets in the government, secrets in the family. That could also be coming about with Saturn retrograde. So if anybody's trying to find their bloodline, heritage, deep-rooted family secrets, if they're trying to make peace with it too, maybe somebody found out a family secret and they're trying to make peace with it. That's also something that could come up, and that could be many, many, many years ago. The past will come up. Of course, anything in retrograde, the past will come up. And that includes government, but I'm not going to talk about government because everyone freaks out when I do. But yes, I have government secrets from long, long ago will come up. The karma that people have to pay, they will be paying it. Let's see, your ears have been ringing. Wow, okay, that's interesting. I have the stomach bug today, feeling awful. You know, that's unique that you say that, because I myself have been not feeling myself lately. And my daughter's teacher is also down with something, so not a fun time either, huh? I don't know if that has anything to do with the planets, but it certainly has something to do with springtime, for sure. Oh, bye, koi fish. Does any cause jealousy, and how to get rid of it stuff? Nubian curls. Yes, actually, wow, thank you, Nubian. That's a wonderful thing you just brought up. Jupiter is going to cause jealousy right now. It's in Jyeshta Nakshatra, which is the Gadanta point that I talked about for Jupiter being between Scorpio and Sagittarius. It's in the Nakshatra star system sign of Jyeshta. And that little story is very interesting. There was a god that was very jealous, extremely jealous of another. He was a guru, like a monk. He was very spiritual, and he was very jealous and wanted his wife. Okay. And he decided to pose as the husband, pose as that other god, and dress himself up as him to the wife so he can sleep with her, which he did. And when the other god found out, he was extremely upset, cursed him with eyes all over his body, and many different other disgusting things. You guys can read up on it. I don't want to talk about it on this channel in front of Chick-fil-A people. But some very bad things happened to that god because of his jealousy, because of his covetousness, trying to get what another person had. So he did pay for it, and then he went to Lakshmi, I think it was Lakshmi, and he asked her for help to help him ease his pain and suffering. And she did. She just blessed him with one very large lower body extremity and gave him different eyes that were not all over his body. So, you know, it was still uncomfortable, but at least it wasn't as bad as what he was cursed with. But he was punished for his jealousy, and I think there was something about him stealing an earring as well. He was very jealous of another god's property and gems and jewels, and he went in there and stole very precious earrings from the mother that had passed away and took them. So they were in the shape of an umbrella. So there's a long story. I don't know all of it right now. I'm kind of distracted, but I do know it has a lot to do with jealousy. So anytime you have a planet in the sign of Jyeshta, there is going to be a lot of jealousy being conjured up inside you. Now, how does this affect everyone? It doesn't affect everyone, but it will affect people who have Jupiter in a specific sign, or if you have Jupiter as your ruling planet. If you guys say you're a Sagittarius or Pisces, and that's Jupiter ruled, wherever those signs are, in whatever house Jupiter and Sagittarius and Pisces would be in your birth chart, it's going to affect that house for you right now. Some people it's going to affect their job. Some people it's going to affect their marriage. Some people it's going to affect their home, their children, their work. You know what I mean? It's just, it affects different parts for everyone. It's not the same energy pool for every single person. But wherever those signs are, it will affect you in some way. The same with Saturn. Where is Saturn in your birth chart? How is it going to affect you there? You need to look where all these planets are in your birth chart, and you'll see what areas of your life are going to start to be affected because of these retrogrades. And then maybe you'll know how to handle it. Maybe you'll know how to deal with this karma a little bit better. If you're a rising sign, Pisces or Sagittarius, it will affect you probably the most, because that's how you present yourself to the world. And if you don't know your rising sign, or you're not those signs, if you are an Aries, you would be a Pisces in Vedic, right, if you're an Aries rising. And if you are a Capricorn rising in tropical, you would be a Sagittarius rising in Vedic, most likely. So anyways, those are going to affect you quite a bit. So I would think about that and see how that's going to affect you. I would say it's going to affect the way people see you, talk to you. Everything's kind of backwards. It's kind of like Alice in Wonderland. You know, Alice goes there and wants to speak normal to people about normal questions and normal things, and everything's half-assed backwards. So she has to kind of think backwards for everything to make sense. Everything's reverse. And that's kind of what happens when the planets are in retrograde. You want to speak to people and come across nicely, and they may take it the wrong way. It's totally in reverse. This just happened to me recently. A lot of people take what I say and hear the wrong thing. They reverse it. They think I'm saying something completely half-assed backwards. And that's not what I meant to say. Maybe it's because I said it wrong. I don't know. But maybe that's because, you know, I am a Sun Gemini, and right now Rahu's in there jacking me all up. So that could totally be it. So everyone go easy on me, okay? But it affects everyone differently. Yeah, and you have a Gemini rising, that's going to affect you too because they're Rahu. And I didn't really talk about that today, but Rahu is a lot like Uranus and Pluto. He's a lot like Tower Moment. You know, Rahu is unexpected. He's unusual. He's strange. He's that weird guy at the party that talks like he's from another time. But yet you still kind of like him even though he's very strange. You know, he's a little bit of a bully. He's also a little bit of the high school jock that wants to bluff and show his strength and power, and he may not have the balls to back it up. He may not have the strength to back it up, but he pretends like he does until someone calls him out on his bluff. But he's not scared, but he creates fear in the person that his signs, that his planetary movement sits in. So yeah, when Rahu's in Gemini, he's going to affect a lot of Geminis, and they're going to be a little bit more brazen than normal. So it may affect them in that way. It can create fear. If you guys have Gemini somewhere, you may experience a lot of fear. Fear and disbelief, lack of faith. Lack of faith in your dreams, desires, manifestations. So be wary of that. That's not mine. Okay. My DM is a Saggy, but will that affect me as his DF? Well, it depends. Are you a twin flame or not? If his life affects you in any way, anything that affects him will affect you. Gemini moon here. That's going to mess with your head big time. So yeah, if you have Rahu all in your head, you're going to see things differently. There's going to be smoke and mirrors, illusions, fear. There's going to be a lot of doubt also. So just work on that. There is remedies and mantras when the north node of the moon is in your, the north node of the moon is in your moon sign is what I meant to say, because that means he's in your head. He's all up in your head and in your feelings. So it's like, say you love someone and they're seeing somebody else, or they're with a karmic, and you know it's over, but you haven't heard from them. Rahu's gonna fuck with your head. He's gonna make you think that it's not over with them, that they're still messing around. There could be love there. You're gonna imagine all these crazy things that could be going on with them. You're gonna have fear that they won't come back to you. He can create a lot of bad thoughts, bad feelings. You might also find yourself way more emotional than normal. When Rahu's in your head, he might make you cry a lot, especially watching movies. You could also get very angry over nothing. You may start popping off, cussing, and things of that nature over nothing. And then you calm down and you realize you blew your head off for nothing. You lost your head. You lost your head over nothing. Rahu's very temperamental, and he explodes and expands everything. Jupiter comes into any planet and makes everything a big deal. If you buy a house and Jupiter's in your 4th house, you're going to have a mansion. If you have Jupiter in the 2nd house of Taurus and you're a chef or a cook, you might be a large person. You might eat a lot. You know, you might overeat. If you have Jupiter in the 1st house with Aries, let's just say Aries is arising in the 1st house and Jupiter's sitting there, you may have an overinflated ego and temper. You may be extremely muscular. You may work out often. You may be in a very strict diet and argumentative, you know. So Jupiter does make things bigger, you know, wherever he sits. Even your body will be bigger with Jupiter there. That's why Jupiter's more of a masculine sign. Usually for a man, they would be a larger man. But it just represents masculine in general. There's lots of men that are 5'5" and 130 pounds, and you know, it still represents them too. It doesn't have to be a huge man. Yeah, so that makes a difference. Gemini, Moon, and Mars here. Yikes! But that's only bad right now. When Rahu comes out of there, you'll be calm. You'll be calm. And remember, there's a remedy for everything. You don't have to let this affect you and rule your life. These are just here to test you. All the universe does is bring planetary transitions and movements to test you on what you've learned in this life, test you on how your soul will react to these different emotions, and how deeply you have taken in all your lessons. You know, how can you control your temper in a tense situation? How can you control your emotions in an extremely jealous situation? How can you control your mind when it's wandering into space with fears? You know, these are all tests, and you can control them. You can ease them. You don't have to let them overtake you, okay? So that's something good to keep in mind. You're 5'7" and over 300 pounds. I see you're in Aries. I wonder if Jupiter's in there. Oh, goodness. I've been tested left and right. Yeah, we all have, man. We all have. Life is nothing but a series of tests. But there's some that I look forward to. And there's some I hate. I'm a DM Libra, my DF is a Leo. How about Gemini and Venus? Gemini and Venus, I love that. That means that your lover, your significant other, is going to be a great communicator. That person's going to love to talk to people, very smiley, very chatty, very talkative, open. It also means they usually are very lucky. With gambling, lucky in gambling, lucky in whatever dream they have, whatever far off little aspect they have, they will usually achieve it. They're very, very happy people, goal driven. They're usually really good at technology and like the higher tech of things. So just general, it's all about the nakshatras and rising, you know, this is just very general. But yeah, they generally do like to do that. So they'll usually have nice computers, nice cars, nice cell phones, Apple Watches, lots of tech gear. And they're usually working in computers or telephone communication, customer service, anything to do with technology and talking. That's what Geminis generally tend to do. Also graphic design, images, art, things of that nature. So Gemini and Venus. Yeah, Venus is usually your spouse, the person you're connected to, married with, or, you know, extremely involved with. Okay, so that's a good sign. I like that. Jupiter protected my new job today and took it away at 9 a.m. and at 10 a.m. they called back to say they made a place for me. That's great, Miss Texas. I love it. Changes in jobs, that's right. Now you see your job completely differently and maybe you're more valued, and that's wonderful. Remember, karma has a lot to play in these retrogrades. If you've sown good seeds and you've been a good person and you've dedicated yourself to your job or you've dedicated yourself to people and you've been wronged in any way, think of Jupiter as the court of law. He also represents the justice system. So even when he's in retrograde and he's a little bit in a darker energy, you will still get good benefits with Saturn there, who is wanting to pay you back for the good that you've done. Saturn is malefic because bad things can come from him, but also good things. So yes, if you've sown good seeds, expect good karma in return. We get what we give. You're welcome, Michelle Mace. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, judgment and karma, Libra and Venus. Oh yeah, that's a nice place to be. That person loves relationships. Libra and Venus, if you have a Libra in your life, they're usually not single for very long. They're always always around people that want to be in a relationship with a Libra. So it's very difficult to catch them in between relationships. They're usually dedicated very quickly. They're also fair-minded. They get along with everybody. They try to. They try to be fair. You can always give them a guilt trip. If they're not being fair and you say you're not being fair, usually they feel very guilted and they will change their ways. They also like justice system stuff. They like following the law, wearing your seatbelt, not speeding, you know, all that good stuff. They're usually lawyers, they're usually police officers, military personnel. Libras are generally usually connected to the military in some way by father or self. So yeah, Libra and Venus, that's pretty big. And if you don't know if you're with a Libra and that matches, that probably means that you're with a Scorpio in tropical astrology, which would make them a Libra in Vedic. Okay. Somebody asked about their twin flame. What was that? What does it mean when my twin and I have the same Ketu and Rahu? In the same exact house, or are they reverse? Like, do you have Rahu and he has Ketu, or are they exactly the same? That would make a difference. My Libra baby daddy came back to live here again, messing with my head. That's retrograde. Jupiter also means the father of your kids or a husband. So yeah, Jupiter in retrograde, think about that. If you have an ex-husband who is the father of your children and Jupiter's in retro, they may very well come back home or want to reopen conversation in some way. Anyways, if Rahu and Ketu are in the same exact area, different signs make a difference, but that means you guys have the same karma to fulfill. The same exact almost karma, in the same house, same area. That would be serious. But if it's not in the same house, it's just the same sign, it will affect you differently. Rahu, Taurus, Ketu, and Scorpio. What about Pisces Sun and Aries in Jupiter? Nothing can be in Jupiter. Aries and Jupiter can be in Pisces. So if you have Aries and Jupiter in Pisces, what house would that be in? Because Jupiter rules the house of Pisces, so that's wonderful. But what house would that be in? I'm sorry to hear about your brother. Very sorry to hear about your brother. Okay, no one's going to answer that one. Well, if Aries and Jupiter are in the sign of Pisces, you said the 5th or the 6th house, I think? Okay, so one or the other. The 5th house, if you had a Jupiter and Aries there, that person would be very much of a sergeant in the military kind of attitude, if not literally. That person would definitely be in the law. He would want to abide by the law, create the law. He would act as the law in the home. He would demand respect, be very argumentative at times with children, especially if he has children. That person can be demanding as far as the duties go in the home, chores, expectations. That person can also be very direct when it comes to if they're in acting or they're in some kind of arts. They don't really hold their tongue. They're just very direct and honest. So that's something to think of with your Jupiter and Aries in the 5th house. That person can be a very large man or woman, indulgent on a lot of luxuries, food, wine, drink, sleeping. They could oversleep a lot. Fiery in nature. So that could definitely be going on. In the 6th house, though, that would be extremely hard workers, 100%. I bet you they're in the military, because that would be the house of enemies, and that person would handle enemies at ease. He would be blessed. He or she would be blessed with Aries and Jupiter. Extremely good with weapons. They would know how to take apart weapons, build weapons. They would know a lot of different things about weapons, chemical weapons. They would know a lot about poisons, chemicals. They could be in those kind of fields. Any kind of warfare. If they like to play video games, they'd probably be. They would also be extremely kind to those in need and little animals. They would be tough on people, but gentle with little small animals. Dogs, cats, birds, small animals. A healer. That person could also be a very strong healer. He may even be into some kind of surgery. They could be a surgeon. They could be dealing in military nursing, also healing people. Most likely, a lot of those people too, Jupiter would be more of a guru, a teacher. This person could be in older years in life, more into meditation, more into natural healing, herbs, teas, Reiki healing, things of that nature with the hands. So anyways, that's just a little bit. I'd have to really ponder on that, not in Chick-fil-A. But that's just some. I'm hearing from an accept my DM, whose B-day is today, and I sent him wishes he never saw, as it looks like I'm ignored in messages. Aw, ER, I'm so sorry. That's a pain in the butt. What if we're both Rahu in Cancer and Ketu in Capricorn? Again, Miss Taylor, you would have a lot of the same karma to deal with. It would be very difficult because you'd both be explosive in some areas and letting go of the others. It depends all again on what houses they're in. But I do feel like you guys would be deeply connected in some kind of a soul level. There would be a deep connection where your karmas are connected. Would it affect Pisces and Jupiter? Jupiter and Pisces, yes. You missed my readings? I know, guys. I'm sorry. I'll get back to them. I've been slammed and I've been feeling exhausted, more tired than usual, worn out. My energy has been pulled. So I don't know what's been going on. I'm just trying to regroup, find peace, meditate. I've taken a lot of energy out of me lately with my readings. So, one happy note for people in the sign of Jupiter. When Jupiter comes into your house, especially if it's your rising or sun, pregnancy is a very strong possibility. Matthew, you want to go home? So what are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Let's go back in there. Come on. Your friends are in there. Come on. Okay. Come on. No, no. Come here. I'll carry you. You need to go back in there. Let her eat. Come on. Come on. Or we're going to go home. I know. Yeah. It's explosive for me most of the time. Thanks, Steph. Oh, thank you, guys. I could use the energy. How do I find out my houses? I'm a Leo tropical and sun rising. Wait, you're Scorpio rising. So your Scorpio would be the first house. Then you would go to Sagittarius second, Capricorn third, and you would go to Aquarius fourth, Pisces fifth, Aries sixth, Taurus seventh, and so on. So you can do that in your head too if you know the signs, and just follow them in sequence after your rising sign. You find your houses. Oh crap, it's actually in the fourth house. Oh, that would affect your home and family. That would literally affect your home. So anything to do with your bills, your house, payments, car payments, children, children's health, things of that nature would affect that. You've let go of my DM, reconciling with my karmic gem. I feel like I went through transformation. However, I'm feeling confused. The confusion comes from Rahu. The letting go comes from Ketu. Reconciling with your karmic is Saturn. So you have unfinished business with your karmic, and Saturn is having you reconcile with that person because karma is not resolved. And Ketu is helping you to let go of something very dear to you. So that would explain some of those shifts for you, and it does have a lot to do with the transitions. When they retransit back in August, you might want to reconnect with your DM at that time. You'll probably notice that. Come here, babe. What happens if DF is awakened and DM is not? How long before both are awakened at the same time? You never know if both are going to be awakened at the same time. It's all in divine timing. Oh, I see how you're going in sequence regarding the houses. I never knew how to tell what house. Yay, Nubian, I'm glad you know. Yeah, if you guys want to tell what house you're in, start with the rising sign. That's always your first house. And go in sequence after that, and you can automatically see your chart in your head. How can you know if they are twin flame for sure? You have to ask God. You have to ask the universe. They will reveal signs to you. You'll see their name. You'll see numbers in sequence, 444, 111, 555, things of that nature on the clock or while you're driving. You'll have dreams, realistic looking dreams. You'll have experienced some form of telepathy or psychic events. You will have confirmations. My fear is crossing bridges that kept me away from going to the beach. Oh, your fear is crossing bridges, and that kept me away from going to the beach. Interesting. Let's say all these planets that we talked about today are in your 7th house. Okay, baby. Let's see if you have Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Ketu, any of those, or all of them in your 7th house. That would affect your marriage, your legal agreements, your legal commitments. The reason why I think of a lot of astrologers and tarot card readers are saying karmic energy is being dealt with and ended is strictly because Saturn is there with Jupiter teaching you lessons in the 9th house, the final house of fire, burning things. Fire will disintegrate, and Ketu is naturally very comfortable in the house of Sagittarius. That's his home. So Ketu's there letting everything go and burning it to ash, destroying it. If you have a karmic marriage or a karmic energy, you will notice that during these 18 months it will end. And especially if it's in the 7th house of marriage and legal agreements, a lot of contracts will be ending. It's the disbursement of all that karma. So you can notice that too. You've been seeing 1111 constantly. You've also turned 33 in a 3-year. Wow. Interesting. Nothing is more important than reading it. Thank you, Sergeant Pepper. You know, if you guys want to work with the universe and let go of some of your karma, if you're finding that you're having a struggle making money, a struggle reaching that weight you want, a struggle succeeding in a goal, you may want to find out through the universe, through spirit, why am I struggling so hard? Ask those questions in meditation and you'll find some answers, and you can disperse of that karma and tell the universe to take have learned, and you want to release all karma from a past life and from this life, and you want a new beginning, a new chapter, a new energy. Release it, and it might be a lot easier on you than not knowing what your karma is. Sometimes just by looking at your chart and seeing where the south node lies, a lot of that's your heavy karma in this lifetime, but also looking where Saturn lies in whatever house. If you take a look at those things, you'll realize, okay, I've got some karma to clear up right here. I need to meditate on that. I need to fix that. It could be with family, the 2nd house, 4th house. It could be with your spouse's family in the 8th house. You could have it there. You may have things that you need to get rid of from past lives as well. And just, if you're not sure what that could be, it could be financial, could be health. You could be dealing with very bad health, diseases of things of that nature. A lot of diseases come in the form of supposedly uncurable illnesses because of karma, and a lot of it's just stress that you're carrying as a soul into your next life. It's like the Fool card. He has that little bag on the stick there carrying it, and that's the representation of his karma. He's bringing some baggage from another life into his new one. The Fool represents the soul coming into a new life, but he doesn't come empty-handed. He comes with a bag of karma. We all do, and we have to disperse of that in some way, and we're supposed to learn and grow and release in this life, and you're probably going to gain karma in this life, depending on what kind of seeds y'all are planting. So it's always good just to be aware of what kind of karma you want to come back to you. And always pray and release. Some people go through life creating karma, never knowing what karma is, never caring to release it. They carry it, and they will be reborn to carry it again. So release is good. And I'll tell you what, the only good thing about all these malefic planets is we have a chance to relook at the books. We are relooking at our marriages, we're re-looking at our jobs, we're re-looking at our bank account, you're re-looking at your life goals, you're re-looking at your family and how you're running your home. You're reanalyzing your life and your karma and your soul. So let's do that together as a collective and come to some kind of an agreement to release. And let's move on in the new, and the universe will support you. If you're on the right path and you are in the path of release, the universe will start to support you. My twin flame and I are in karmic relationships, and I'm splitting up with my husband of 12 years at the end of the month, and I'm getting my own place. Jess Taylor, yes, I agree. That's a good thing for you. It's something necessary. The most important thing is, more than pen and paper, is have you released him from your heart, mind, body, and soul. Send him away with love, if that's how you want to release. But it's never good to feel like you have to let go of something, but you're still hanging on energetically. So always keep in mind that could also be something to recognize during your final day this month of your ending of your divorce. Maybe have a little sit-down session with yourself in nature or in your home with some sage, some mantras, maybe a singing bowl, just releasing, envisioning your life with this person and letting it all go, and thanking the universe for all the memories and lessons you did have with him, and that you're welcoming in the newness that the universe wants to give to you. I will say the Cancer energies, Cancerians, have a very hard time letting go of the past. That's going to be very difficult for a water sign, especially a Cancerian sign. Letting go of exes, letting go of family history, letting go of family. That's very difficult if anyone here is in that sign. This particular transit may really hurt you emotionally. Fire signs, it may give you more drive, more determination to let go. You'll be driven to gain again. Earth signs, during this transit, you will feel very shaken. You will feel very unstable, uneasy, ungrounded. You will feel like you are a fish out of water, and it will make you uneasy. But it's needed for your life to restabilize. And from all these difficult lessons you're learning karmically, when you do build your next foundation, it's going to be rock solid. And you will be thankful for all these shiftings when it's done. So I do agree with that. Hi. Hi. Little baby's saying hi to me. For air signs, this letting go will puzzle you. A lot of air signs will overthink and rethink and think again about all of this. They may overanalyze. They may try to strategically outsmart the universe, outsmart your partner, outsmart different things. You will try to get one over on something and see what you can gain. So it's good for you. It's going to help you think more strategically and better. It's going to help you to release old ideals and start growing your brain and exploring more. You will, during this transition, be much wiser, actually. And I think a lot of air signs will become much more intelligent from this transition of letting go of a lot of excess storage they've been keeping in their head. They're finally going to release long-term grudges. They're going to release some emotions they haven't in a while to make space for new ideas and a new plan. And they'll be willing to do it. Do you think a DM with narcissistic tendencies can change for the better? In union, I think anyone can change. Anyone. If you have the will inside you to release your karma and your illnesses and your tendencies and your habits and your karma, you can and you will become someone different. But it does start in the desire area of the heart. So that is very important. Anyone that is diagnosed with something like that, there's a root cause for narcissism. And it usually begins with a lack of nurturing and a lack of love. Every narcissist I've met has had some form of abuse or neglect as a very small child. Even in pregnancy with a mother, they will have experienced neglect, argumentativeness, abuse. And this generally leads them to feeling very narcissistic. Okay, baby. Need help? Come on, love dove. There's the jellyfish. Go get it. How can I release my ex-husband's energy? He won't let go. Anyone stronger than a negative energy, light will always overcome the dark. If there is a darkness that is refusing to let the light go, you need to improve your light, improve your inner beauty, your inner strength, your inner wisdom, and tell the universe nothing has a hold on you. Believe it in your mind. If you believe you are trapped, you are stuck in the Eight of Cards. I mean, the Eight of Cards, jeepers. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, guys. If you are believing that something is having a hold on you and won't let you go, it is self-belief. And they will only have power over you as long as you believe they do. Change your belief and you'll change your circumstance. If anyone's ghosted you, you can call them back. You can get candles, you can meditate, you can be in a ritual, especially during full moons where the energy is the highest. Emotional energy, that is. And mental capabilities are at its strongest with the moon at the full. And you will be able to reconnect telepathic as you are there meditating on them. And if they do have love for you, they will reach out. And you can ask the universe for assistance in that, especially if there's unfinished business. I have a lot of water in my chart, and I feel a lot of emotions and anxiety these past couple days. Oh yeah. And you'll feel very tired as well. The moon and the cycles will affect your sleep. Right now, you're getting more and more restless at night. It's getting very full, so you're going to have a lot on your mind the more the moon becomes full. But you're also releasing energies, and that takes a lot of energy and a lot of work. If you have to release things from your head, it takes a lot of energy and emotions, and it can make you feel very thirsty, really thirsty, and it can make you feel really hungry too at times. With Jupiter in retrograde, also watch overeating and depression, especially with Ketu there. Jupiter and Ketu don't really work well together, but they do work well in the house of Sagittarius, so I think karma's on your side. And if I've never, well, I guess the best way to say it is you will reconnect to male energy in this house. Grandfathers, fathers, exes, spouses, lost loved ones. Any male energy right now, you're really going to connect with on a deeper level. And you'll be also more into your male energy, your masculine energy. So it's a really good time to reconnect with someone if you want to from the past. And if you find yourself reconnected with somebody that you were surprised to be reconnected with, understand there is karma that the universe wants you to fix and deal with. So energetically speaking, if you have an ex come back in return, yes, you have karma with that person, handle it. If you have a father that's been estranged, you will have karma to fix with that person. Fix it. Husbands, people that you lost that you want to get back in touch with, the universe will bless you and bring them back to you right now. You will have a blessing of another chance of coming together. Okay, opportunity of coming together. Another chance of union. But it is up to the universe to bring that to you based on your karma. And if you guys are on the path of doing the right thing and clearing and following your designed contract that you made up before you came here, the one you knew you had to fulfill, You'll be blessed. Are you going to do, or you have done, a video about candle rituals? I have, shortly, briefly, but I really have stayed away from that because it's so controversial. The same way I talk about politics and candles, there's 50-50. People are going to freak out or they're going to love it. I may do one, but we'll see how it goes. It's generally not my most outspoken energy. I take rituals very, very seriously. Spiritually, they mean everything to me in the depths of my soul. I don't usually like to do rituals with other people. I'm very solo when I do that. The only advice I can say when people do rituals, you each have your own individual touch. There's no rule. There's no specific set of agendas that you have to follow. It's all about your intention and your belief. No matter what you do, with any ritual, you can make up for your own self. If it is full of intention and love and purity, you will have success. I can promise you that. And light will always overcome the dark, and good will always overcome evil, and love will always overcome everything, every time. I have every faith in that. What if the divine feminine, the female that was doing the cheating, the ghosting, and the lying, what can I do? If it was the divine feminine, Milton Lewis, she has a lot of healing to do. My first instinct is she has a very strong lack of self-worth and very hurt inner child. She's going to need to heal that. The only reason she's seeking those kinds of energies out is to feel good. And it's all a temporary fix. Someone might as well be hooked on some kind of a drug to get those fixes long term, and you're always wanting more. It's like Rahu on steroids. You just want and want and want, and you're never satisfied. It will take time for her to fulfill her heart and her soul. And when she connects with herself, she will heal and she'll reconnect with you on a much deeper level. Maybe you're meant to heal her. Maybe you're meant to use your divine powers to assist in some kind of energy shift for the both of you. That's going to be up to you and your own intuition. I've been having male cardinals coming to my garden. That's beautiful. Cardinals are a sign of new, fresh beginnings and universal blessings, happiness, and a sign of good fortune. So a lot of things are changing in your life. Welcome them. That's a great sign. I lit a blue candle for her spiritual healing. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, guys. I love it. Anything about twins with an autoimmune disease? That's very controversial. I believe every negative feeling that we feel on this lifetime is karma. For some reason from a past life, we're dealing with something now because of it. Loss of parents, loss of family, children, loss of health. Any kind of baggage that we bring in here, it always goes back to karma. Sometimes diseases are built up inside your body because there's a long-held grudge or pain in this life even that you've held on to and kept secret, dormant, and it will manifest itself physically into your body and create chemicals and create cells in your body that manipulate you and your body, and that is your body's way of saying something is wrong. And your body will be alerting your spirit to pay attention to the signs. If someone is suffering from that, it's possible they may be suffering from past life karma or something that their parents have done to them in this life that they have a hard time letting go of. That may help. It may not cure everything, but it may very well help. But it all starts in the mind and the belief system. If someone believes they have the cure to any sickness in their head, in their mind, in their spirit, in their body, in the universe, and they have every faith, I don't think anything can stop that healing. But if there is some doubt, that's where the difficulty comes in. Matthew will be so sleepy after his outing. Yeah, it's been an hour. I think I'm getting ready to go here. I will get you guys a quickie reading when I go home. Yes, I will. I definitely will. Yeah, turmeric is very good for autoimmune disease, especially inflammation. And avocado, that's really good. Teas, changing your diet to healthy organic food. More than organic, it's just eating healthier, getting lots of sunshine and lots of water, and meditating for sure, in spirit, in nature, is the cure. You might want to also study into something called grounding. People in Alaska have done it in a very small town. It's where you bury yourself kind of in the ground. Of course, you leave your head sticking out, but you ground yourself by burying yourself into the earth, doing some kind of a ritual, telling the earth you need healing and to take the sickness from your body. And the earth will act as a magnet and pull this negative energy and vibrations from you and help your sickness, help your illness. And it has been proven. So if anyone is suffering from a major illness, I would look into that. Of course, the government doesn't want everyone to know these secrets, but it's out there. You can still find it. You've had an imbalance of Crohn's, and the more meditation, yoga, and walking my spiritual path, I'm healing my mind, body, and soul. Kathleen, that's beautiful. Will this upcoming full moon help bring an end to toxic karmic relationships? Not all on its own. If you want the universe to act on your behalf and put an end to things, you are a divine high priestess. If you welcome the energy into yourself and into your life and into your connections, I would do a ritual on that full moon and ask the universe to be with you, to enter you, to assist you, asking them for assistance in the release. Lighting a black candle is very helpful. It's not evil. Everyone freaks out about black candles, but no. Black is the color that attracts toxic, negative, dark, lower vibrational energy. It is the color that will represent karma. Black represents all the colors from every single color, white, orange, black, green, blue, all the different colors. It's all made up in the color of black. So every color is in that color. It absorbs all those things. It absorbs light, it absorbs darkness, it absorbs all kinds of energies. So if you believe that and you light a black candle and you put the name of the person you want released, or you put the energies you want dealt with, maybe it's a sickness you want dealt with. If you want to write that on a candle, carve it into the candle, put your energy into the candle, rub that candle, put your energy and faith into it, intention, and light it on that full moon. I can see very well the universe assisting you with your faith and your belief. I love how knowledgeable you are, Steph. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. Do you have any advice on how to deal with a codependent parent who has a tinge of narcissism while trying to handle medical school? Yikes. That's definitely terrible. I feel from your energy, you're more of a water sign energy. Whoever you are, I feel that from you. And I feel like your hands have healing powers. Put your hands on your parent, on their head. Kiss their forehead. Bless them. Send peace and healing to your parent. Send strength. I think you have the power to help the healing that your parent is suffering from. There seems to be a reverse role between you and your parent. They may have suffered from being neglected by their parents, and they're seeking a mothering or fathering role. And subconsciously, not knowingly, they're trying to gain that love from you. They're in need and they're empty. And you can send healing and help them grow. Always stand your ground, though. Build healthy boundaries. I myself have dealt with a parent in that condition. And I have done that for the past year, and I've seen significant results. My parent is doing well, much better. And I have stood my ground and faced issues with my parent and had them cry in my arms as if I were the parent. And I understand how that feels. And sometimes we come back in reverse roles. Sometimes you may have been your parent's parent in another life, and you've been sent here in a reverse role. to fulfill that karmic destiny and heal each other in some way, help each other on this journey to self-enlightenment. So you're connected to your parents very deeply, and you can help heal them too. Does the candle size and height matter? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter at all. The only thing that matters is the intention and the belief. That's the only thing that matters. I've even gotten a white candle and painted it black, or gotten a black marker and colored it black, and just in my intentions had that represent the darkness I want gone. So it doesn't matter the exact color or height or size. It's the intention. What about the time you light it? I prefer to light it after the full moon is full, but at the exact moment it becomes full is usually the most powerful. You can always Google that and see when astrologically the moon will be at its fullest, and it will give you a time. And you can try to be awake at that time. If you are, that's awesome. Do it at that time. That's what I would suggest. Sorry, do you do private readings? Yes, I do. I do private readings, but I am 4 to 5 weeks out. And you can go to my description box below and you can book there. It will give you a calendar. Can you guys still hear me? Lost you there for a minute. Sorry about that. Anyways, you don't have to do it the way everyone else does it. You can always do it on your own, in your own way. It will be just as strong as following another's way. I find it frustrating and I find it puzzling when I'm trying to do a ritual the way someone else does it precisely, and there's specific instructions and specific ingredients and specific things. I find that you can get confused, you can become distracted, and you can become unfocused. And you're not as into the ritual or prayer or petition like you would be had you just done it your own way. The intentions would be much stronger if you had invented some kind of special way for you. So follow your instincts on that. If you guys want to follow someone else's way, that's great. It may work great for you. Some people work well on following instructions and doing things down to the line, and I adore that. I love that. Some people like to be a little bit more of a rebel, do it differently, their own way, and I also encourage that. So always create your own. Wow, you guys have a lot going on in your chart. Okay, baby. I've got Ketu, Jupiter, Mars in the second pada in Rahu, and in Saturn in the third pada. Just curious as to how screwed I am. I love that. Let me look at that real quick. Ketu, Jupiter, Mars in the second pada in Rahu, and Saturn in the third pada. What house are they in? Gasman, what house are they in? And what sign are they in? Or do you know your nakshatras? Nakshatras are fine too. I don't have to know the house. Just the nakshatra. Good baby. Okay, hun. I prefer eclectic to ritual. I like that, Jack Wolf. I'm more of a rebel myself. I like to create things, do things differently. And you know what? I've known a lot of people that have been doing rituals not knowingly. They just follow their instincts. There's someone I knew that never knew about rituals or following the moon and planetary systems, but they were burning and writing things down and burning it in a burning ritual many different times to release energies. A lot of them took salt baths or did water rituals, and I was like, wow, you were doing it all instinctively. Your soul knew what to do. Even though you didn't know what the hell you were doing, your soul knew what to do. And it was guiding you the entire time. So always trust your instincts. Virgo and Pisces. Moon nakshatra is Mula, Gosman. Ooh, girl. Mula, the destroyer. That's the scariest nakshatra of all. Just kidding. Yes, all astrologers say Mula is yikes. She is the destroyer. She's the person you have to get through before you can get to Lakshmi. It's Lakshmi's sister. Kali, whoever. Okay, love dove. But Moolah is here to destroy the roots. Everything that you grew up knowing, your religion, your family, your history, everything that you are accustomed to, everything you are comfortable with, everything you feel at ease with, everything you want to keep and hang on to. Moolah wants to rip that right away from you and basically leave you with nothing but fresh ground to start rebuilding on. It's like ripping you from your homeland and reestablishing you across the ocean in some foreign land where you do not know the language and you know no one. That's exactly what Moolah does. It takes things away from you and it makes you feel insecure and it makes you grow in your insecurity and be strong on your own 2 feet without having to depend on your family, your parents, your religion, your home, financial stability. It enables you to be a stronger person independently. And hope you guys can hear me again. Sorry, I know. I'm probably going to end it soon. I don't know what's going on with the internet here. Anyways, so yeah, that nakshatra especially is going to take a lot from you, but I would rejoice in that and welcome, like Ketu says, welcome the loss. Find peace in it and rebuild. You will have much, much more on a newer foundation, and you'll let go of everything you once held on to so strongly, and you'll find a nice, relieving, invigorating peace with the newness that you found in yourself. And I guarantee you, you're going to like it a lot better than the old you. You'll find your happiness. A lot of people in Moolah suffer a lot before the age of 35 or 40. And after that age, they will find their wealth, they will find their success, they will find their happiness. After many failed relationships, they will find their love for forever. After many difficult jobs, in and out of different jobs, they will find their forever career, their life path. They'll be blessed with making a lot of money with what they're meant to do versus being blessed early on with a career that they didn't really like but was supportive. So there is a loss, but there's also a beauty because you've lost it. It's worth the wait. Okay, well, I'll pray for you, Missy, that has fibromyalgia. You've already shed the old religion and become a soul practitioner of the arts myself. Yay, Yasmin, I'm so happy. That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. Queen of Hearts. You're a Virgo sun, Aquarius moon, Scorpio rising. So is that all in tropical, Queen of Hearts, or is that Vedic? Just curious. I can see the Aquarius moon in you from your picture. I like that. You're not sure? That's okay. Usually if people are not sure, that means they follow tropical. You follow the traditional basic. So, yeah, if you are a Virgo sun, you're probably a Libra sun. But that's cute. I resonate with both personally. I like to follow both of them, tropical and Vedic. I can see similarities about myself in both signs. I don't discredit one and only credit the other. There's truth in both of them. The way I like to see it personally, it's not everyone's opinion, it's not every astrologer's opinion. Usually people pick one or the other. But the way I see it, tropical is your outer shell. It's who you are in this life. And Vedic is who your soul is growing to be, who your soul's been in every lifetime. It's the depths and the core of your essence. And tropical explains this lifetime a little bit more. So I see it as layers, like an onion. Tropical's the topper layer, the outer layer. And Vedic is the inner core. It's the same onion. It's just a different layer. Well, I'm probably going to get going, guys. 77 minutes. Wow, just as I said that. 77 minutes. That's crazy. I'm probably going to head off, guys. Got to go pick up my daughter. She's probably ready. And get Maddie's shoes on and head home. Find some peace today, guys. Meditate. Calm yourself. It's a very tough transition in our lives as a collective also. But we're going to get through it. We're going to be okay. Kathleen Wood, I wish you more of a peaceful journey from this moment on. I'm a Libra and tropical. Which one should be my Vedic sign? Scorpio would be your Vedic. Monica? Yeah, I'll be back for a reading later, guys. I hope you guys have some peace today. Thank you for listening and chiming in, having a little chit chat. And may the force be with you in this crazy, crazy transition. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go one more. Yeah, there you go. I'm a Leo in tropical and Vedic. Oh, Haley, that's awesome. That's really cool. I like that. That means in tropical, your Leo would be right at the cusp of Cancer. And when you go back to Vedic, it would take you towards the very end of Leo, almost entering into Virgo. So it would change your nakshatras, but not the sign. Tropical and Vedic, I believe, is 22 or 28 degrees difference. So if you're a cusper, it doesn't affect everyone. You know, it depends. If you're a cusper and it goes backwards 20-something degrees, it may not take you all the way to another sign if you barely made it in that sign in the first place. You know what I mean? It's like you stuck your tiptoe into Leo. You weren't really deep in there. And now that Vedic has taken you back 20-something degrees, you're still kind of stuck in Leo, but now you're cusping Virgo. So yeah, that's definitely happening a lot with cuspers. That is a different version of Vedic for cuspers. Where is the link for the private reading? You don't see it. Well, it's on my website. And you're going to have to go to the description box. So just click the little arrow below the video, and it will show you my prices and my website. And you can just click the link on there to the website, and you can order one there. Okay, guys? Can you tell me how I will be affected? I have Sag in Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Scorpio rising in Western. You have a Sag in Sun. Let's see, and Scorpio rising in Western. So that would make you a Libra rising.